EFIS, Electronic Flight Instrument System. This presents a dynamic colour display of parameters necessary to control the flight path. It consists of the Electronic Attitude Director Indicator, EADI, and the Electronic Horizontal Situation Indicator, EHSI. The EADI is also referred to as the Primary Flight Display, PFD. The EHSI is also referred to as the Navigation Display, ND. Here are typical EFIS colours. Red is for warnings and flight envelope and system limits. Amber yellow is for cautions, abnormal sources, faults and flags. Green is for engaged modes and dynamic conditions. Cyan blue is for non-active and background information and the sky. Magenta is command information, pointers and symbols and the fly to condition. White is present status situation, scales and armed flight mode displays. And black is blank areas or an off condition. Here's the EFIS control panel for each pilot. This is used to control what information is displayed on the primary flight display and navigation display. Here's the primary flight display on the right and the navigation display on the left on the 737 NG. The EADI display and PFD are shown diagrammatically in colour. At the top in green are the flight mode annunciators, throttle hold, vertical nav path, heading select and flight director engaged. On the right is a deviation scale. Bottom right is decision height 200 feet and altitude 1750 with horizontal deviation at the bottom. Bottom left are speeds, ground speed and Mach number. On the left hand side is the speed scale showing the current speed of 150 knots. And in the centre is effectively the artificial horizon, except it's also showing a flight director with fly to needles in magenta, fly right and fly up. There's also some yellow eyebrows, so to speak. These are pitch limit indicators. And at the very top of that dial, in the top of the blue, is the sky pointer. Here's a line diagram of that with more detail. The EADI display. Flight mode annunciations are displayed on the PFD. The actual location depends on the aircraft type. Flight director information is displayed on the primary flight display also. Radio altitude is displayed below 2,500 feet and blanked above 2,500 feet. Radio altitude display changes from white to amber when below selected decision height on descent. Traffic collision avoidance resolution advisories can be displayed on the EADI. Barometric pressure setting is also displayed on it. Boeing 737 primary flight display piloting information. At the top are the flight mode annunciators. N1 heading select, vertical navigation speed. On the right is the altitude tape, and also further to the right the VSI. The flight director, shown in pink, magenta fly to, is a cross in the centre of the screen, which forms part of the ADI. And the speed tape is on the left, showing a current speed of approximately 254 knots. White wording indicates that the modes are armed. In this example, the pilots have armed the autopilot in order to capture the ILS localizer and glide slope. Here are the localizer and glide slope indications. EFIS Control panel. This shows the minimum selector. This can be used to select either a barometric altimeter or radio altimeter reference minimum. Here, radio altimeter is referenced as the minimum height. And here, barometric altimeter is referenced as minimum altitude. Pressure setting, baro. This can be used to set the altimeter pressure setting in inches of mercury or hectopascals. The standard button enables the crew to quickly set 2992 inches or 1013 when cleared to a flight level. The QNH of 1023 hectopascals has been set here. The yellow writing alerts the crew that there is a different pressure setting set on each pilot's side. The standard is set when cleared to a flight level. EHSI display or navigation display. This is a diagram of all the indications which are possible on the navigation display. On the 737 navigation display, this screen can be used to display information regarding flight plan, weather radar, terrain and TCAS symbols. The EFIS control panel for the navigation display. There's a screen selection with a selector used to change the format of the navigation display and the scale of the map and plan mode. There's also navigation display data selection to change what data is displayed on the map. Plan mode. This screen can be used to display information regarding flight plan, terrain and TCAS symbols. It can be recognised with the north reference symbol shown as 0.9 on the diagram. Map mode. This essentially looks like a map and doesn't have the north reference arrow on it. Here the current active waypoint is Barkway. Airport information is active. The aircraft's departed from London Stansted, and in magenta there's a route mapped out for the departure Barkway, Buzzard, Olney. The instantaneous track is 296 magnetic. And the distance to the next waypoint is 3 nautical miles, Barkway, with an estimated time of arrival of 10:14.4 Zulu. This is the VOR mode. It's an expanded mode which only shows part of a full circle.